Why do you think sex work should be decriminalised?
Because first thing, we're not doing anything wrong. Second thing, there is demand.
Stigma, safety.
So decriminalisation is the approach that recognises sex work as work.
So I think it should be decriminalised because it is just a profession, like any other profession.
I've lost friends because of this work, and it's just only because of what's put out there about sex workers and all that.
Because why is it criminalised in the first place? Like, what's so bad about it?
You know, it's a system that's based in discrimination that actually then just produces further discrimination. What sex workers know is that we're safest, happiest, generally best off when we have as much choice as possible over how we work, where we work, when we work, with whom we work.
It's weird when you throw the word around criminalisation of an industry that is so old and been around for so long.
So that it's safe. Like, there's not much more to say than that.
To decriminalise it would just allow us to help regulate it better and create a safer environment for us.
It's unsafe to tell your family, it's unsafe to tell your friends, it's unsafe to tell your employers.
I feel like a lot of people who are against sex work and who don't want it decriminalised are the same ones that think it's dangerous and all these things. But the main reason that it's dangerous is because it's not decriminalised and there's not the resources out there to help sex workers have a safe experience.
For example, here in-call bookings are illegal. An in-call booking is when you invite someone to your in-call location, let's say your apartment where you live, or a place that you're renting specifically for your work. You can't do that because you get fined if the police finds out. And it just makes it way more unsafe because you can't take certain precautions, and then you invite someone into your house, into your home or the location where you work at, but you weren't able to really make sure that you are safe.
It makes it like sometimes it's harder for them. Like sometimes other people like need that sort of intimacy or whatever, they want to get a booking. And they don't have anywhere to go. They can't have it at their place for whatever reason. I'm not in this to try to like force people out of their pockets with money. So I don't want clients to have to like book a hotel room and stuff like that, like fork out extra money here and there all over the shop just to get what I deem to be a basic human need of just human connection, intimacy.
Most of the laws at the moment just function to stigmatise and discriminate against sex workers, and also to criminalise people's safety strategies and ways of working. There isn't any other answer. Decriminalisation is the only way to address that.
The whole decriminalisation thing has always baffled me because in some states it's legal, in some states it's not. Everyone has fucking sex.
Clients with disabilities, now the NDIS have a payment so they can actually hire a sex worker for that. And that's amazing, like that's a great step. And showing that it is okay, they are human. Everyone has a human need to have that physical or emotional connection.
It doesn't stop people from doing the work. The work will always be there. Decriminalising it means that people can adequately find support, easily reach out and actually, book appointments for things and not feel unsafe when they take a step forward in life and say, hey, I'm a sex worker, can I receive some help?
From experience, I was getting more inquiries during COVID because people required the service. I was doing Skype things and stuff like virtual services, and all sounds crazy in this day and age, but there's not kind of proof where what in the world. I was doing like dinner dates and stuff on a laptop and cameras and stuff. That just goes to show how lonely people get and what lengths they'll go to try and fill that void as well,
Break the stigma and show that it is okay to hire a sex worker. It is okay to seek that form of intimacy that you need.
It's the policing of body autonomy. It's the policing of people's rights to use their body for the work that they want to do. And it's just wrong. It's just flat out wrong.
It just, to me, feels like we're limiting people's sexual exploration of themselves and telling people this is the way you have to live your life and you can't go outside those parameters.
Even with my own friends, they have judgment on it too, you know? And I'm constantly like having to explain myself and all that. Like, why does it have to be like that? If the media puts it out there, like, you know, it's like we don't respect ourselves, but actually we do, you know?
People are too afraid to mention the elephant in the room when it comes to sex workers or the adult industry, but we know it's there, but we're not going to talk about it.
So many levels of it. Like most of my clients, for example, when it comes to full service, either just lonely people who really struggle with intimacy, something like that, maybe women that have been through some sort of trauma, whether it's an assault or a breakup or something like that. It could be a variety of things, through to, you know, just couples that wanting to explore like swinging or something like that in like a healthy setting, in a trusted setting. Most of my work isn't even sexual. Like there's a lot of, you know, traumas, working through issues, working through intimacy, needing that human connection, that kind of stuff, that I go into a booking and I bring that to people. And yeah, I'm sure there are people out there who like fob that off and be like, that's a psychologist's job or this or that or whatever else, but I don't believe that. I think it's so important to bring that to a booking and for that to be part of my job. And for so many other people, like I know it doesn't matter what gender you are, what your clientele are or whatever else.
I think it can be, it's a bit of a big attitude shift, you know, the idea of just taking laws away. But that is really what decriminalisation asks for. It asks for us to just remove the entire framework. I think one of the problems is that so much of the current approach in Victoria is actually based in stigma. You know, it's based in these just incorrect ideas about sex workers as vectors of disease, about sex work, about what sex work is like, about what's required to sort of contain and manipulate sex workers in the sex industry. It is this idea of us as some kind of threat, right? Some kind of contaminant. And I think the effect that it has is that, you know, it's a system that's based in discrimination that actually then just produces further discrimination. So, yeah.
Hey, my name's Daniel Dalloway. I produced this mini-series. I'd first like to give a big thank you to everybody that agreed to be interviewed for it. I couldn't have done it without your support. If you'd like to watch the uncut interviews, head on over to Patreon. Otherwise, subscribe on YouTube or follow on Instagram, whichever you prefer. And I'll see you for the next episode, which will be hopefully in a week. All right, see you later.